Hello, class. Welcome back to another lesson here, and today we're going over lesson 1.4, subtracting integers. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how to subtract integers. We're going to use what we know about opposite integers to change subtraction problems into an addition problem. And then we're only going to be working with an addition problem because those are easier. So let's first start off with how should we be doing this? So we want to think of subtracting integers as adding the additive inverse. For example, when we subtract 1 minus 1, we can change that to 1 plus negative 1. Basically, what we're doing is we're changing this. Oops. Need the color here. We're changing this subtraction sign right here, and over here, we are turning it into an addition sign. So the way we're able to do that is we're going to substitute the second integer with its opposite integer, or its additive inverse. So for example, we have 1 minus 1. So I'm going to change this. We're going to keep our first number the same. We're going to change from subtraction to addition. And then we're looking at the second number right here. And we have to ask ourselves, what is the opposite integer of positive 1? Well, it's negative 1, right? And then we have 1 plus negative 1. We have two different signs here. So we are going to subtract these values here. So 1 minus 1 is 0. And we'll keep the sign of the larger value. Well, this is a 0, so it doesn't really matter there. Let's try this again on the second one here. So I have 2 minus negative 6. So I'll keep our 2, change to addition. Now we have to ask ourselves, what's the opposite integer of negative 6? Well, it's positive 6, right? So now I have the 2 plus 6. These are both the same signs here, so we could just add them and get 8. All right, so let's go on to another example here. So what if we have more than 2 integers? So if we have more than 2 integers, we're going to use PEMDAS to group them here. So basically, we're going to work left to right. We're going to start with 2 minus 6. So I have 2 minus 6. Or hold up a second. Let me just write the whole thing here. 2 minus 6, we'll put that in parentheses. And then we have minus negative 3. So we can keep that first 2, change to an addition, and then we ask ourselves, what is the opposite integer of positive 6? It's negative 6. And then minus negative 3. So 2 plus negative 6, we have two numbers with different signs here, so we have to subtract these values. 6 minus 2 is 4. Now, which one of these has a larger absolute value, 2 or negative 6? It's negative 6, right? So we get a negative 4. And then minus negative 3. All right, so again, we're going to keep our first value, change to addition, and now we have to ask ourselves, what is the opposite of negative 3? Well, the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. Now I have two different integers here, one negative and one positive. So we're going to subtract these values. 4 minus 3 is 1. And we have to ask ourselves, what's the one with the larger absolute value between negative 4 and positive 3? Well, it's negative 4, right? So I get a negative 1 right here. Alrighty, so let's got some examples here. We got negative 2 minus 5 and 3 minus negative 6. I want to talk about these here using a number line as well. So let's draw ourselves a quick number line. If I were to have these numbers on a number line here, let's think about which way we'd be moving with them, right? Oops, that should be a 1 there. Sorry. So we're not really going to be able to fit in here, but we'll do our best. So we're starting with negative 2, right? So let's think about what negative 2 would be. Do you guys think negative 2 could be represented by a line moving to the right like this? Hopefully not, right? That was going to our positive side there. Our negative sign is to the left. So a negative 2 can be represented by going to the left 2 spaces. All right, now we're subtracting 5 from that, or if you want to substitute using the additive inverse, we're adding negative 5. So that means we're going to, again, go to the left 5 more spots here. And I know you can't see it, but this would reach all the way out to negative 7 here. So this is what our lines would be like if we drew them on a number line. We have negative 2, and we're subtracting a negative 5, and that gets us to negative 7. If we were adding numbers there, which we'll see on the next one after I have to load up a new video here, we'll see that we move a different direction. All right, I'll see you guys back shortly.